welcome to yet another episode of the show, Speak Out with Charis. My name is Charis, and thanks for tuning in. If this is your first episode, please do not forget to click on the subscribe button and follow, like, comment, and share too. So, on today's episode of Speak Out with Charis, we have a very beautiful guest. Miss Jennifer, when she sent me a story, it was a really peculiar story and it touched my heart so much. And I would love for you to hear the story today. So, Miss Jennifer, please tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Obaleni Chika Jennifer, but okay. I like to be called Wealth Jennifer because people find it hard pronouncing my surname. I'm from Anambra State, Navy South precisely. Okay. And I'm an O-level school leaver, so I know I've learned some kind of short-term school stuff, but not professional courses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I sell sneakers and all that.
Oh, you're an entrepreneur too. That's really great.
I won't call myself that.
That's really great. I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So when I got your email, you saw my reply. You're a really strong woman. So I would love for every other person to hear the story and understand what it is that you went through.
Yeah, my story is a very it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's just like this and like this, and exactly. Sometimes I look back and I say, as in, how did I come out of this? Because I don't think anyone would have survived it.
Sure.
Yes, but I thank God. Growing up as a kid, it was very tough for me because I was a very big kid. I was a very fat. Let me say, I was a very fat kid, so I had a lot of challenges. When you're in a compound when you're in a compound where everybody is slim, your cousins are slim, and you're the only fat child. They keep calling you different names.
Yeah, and you think you're the only one eating the food.
Yeah, they used to call me one name. They call me Turkey. So I hated it back then. It was a struggle. I would say, don't call me that, as a kid. So I was kind of a loner.
Oh, okay.
I used to keep to myself. Not because I knew I loved coming out.
True.
But because of the insult. Yes.
What the insult you get and all.
I'll just keep to myself. I'll be in the room reading story. But I love novels growing up. So I'll be reading novels. And my dad would be like, you, this girl, come outside. What are you doing in that room? I said, no, I'm not coming out. So when everybody is in the room watching film or outside playing, I'll be inside the room. So I guess most of the people that were coming into our houses, they kind of noticed that.
Yeah.
So that was what even exposed me to the first rape that happened when I was 8 years old. Yes, it was a Nepal man.
Wow.
Yes, he always comes to our house to help with lights, when my dad is not around. So I guess he must have noticed then that
you were
I'm
always by yourself.
Yes, I'm always by myself. I'll just be in my room, I'll be writing and all that. So that fateful day, I guess everybody was outside.
Yeah. And
I was inside the room. So he came, I didn't even know what he was checking. So I just knew that somebody just came up to me and was like touching me the way that
you couldn't scream.
I screamed,
but there was nobody that could come to your rescue.
It's more like a medicine after death. Before the person could come, he had already done what he could do. When you're screaming, some people might think that you're playing.
Yeah, true.
Stuff
as
like
a
that.
Child
Yes. I know we had someone that was living with us, but I don't even know where she was at that time because it just happened that everything happened so fast. So although my dad acted on it, but later it became like something they started using against me.
Oh, your dad knew about it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It happened in our house.
Oh.
So I was more inside. When something is happening and you're more, and as a child I was now very scared.
That stigma that you get, that kind of thing.
I used to be scared of teddy bears. I used to be scared of attachments. I used to be scared of everything. So it was more like this girl, Yanobanji. What's wrong with you? And I have these eyes growing up that kids would be scared of.
And they're very pretty eyes.
It was a problem when I was growing up.
Yeah.
There's now someone who will look at me and say pretty eyes. I'm like, oh yeah. But when I was growing up, it was a problem. You see a small child coming to our house to play. I'm like, I don't like your sister's eyes. They're so scary. And they will run. And I'm like, what's that? What's this one now? So um I still being more to myself. Even after that,
happened.
yes. I still being more to myself, more, so it's just like everybody hates me.
So nobody, they didn't try to help you, or maybe
they didn't try to help me. Nobody tried to help me. It was more like they didn't understand me.
what you were going through.
They didn't understand me.
And they made it your fault.
Yeah, they made it like, oh, you're just, but you know why you stay alone. Like, you know why, you have this, everybody is like playful and you are not. So I was dealing with being a fat child. I was dealing with being alone. I was dealing with being raped. I was dealing with a lot of being afraid of things.
In your story you sent to me, you talked about after that first rape, you actually wanted to commit suicide.
Yes, I did because at the point everybody was blaming me for one
thing. At what
thing.
age was that?
That was 8.
At the same age.
Yes. So no, when I said commit suicide, I don't know the particular age, but I know it was after.
Okay, after a while,
after that I was raining.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just dealing with stuff, so I don't know the particular. No, I'm not good with dates, so I don't know the particular age. I knew I tried to. That was water pepper. I know I did stuff. So I put it inside water, and I drank.
Yeah.
So then, when I drank it, I now went to say when it is still affecting me.
Oh, you drank it already?
Yes, I saw it and they said I should put some water and I drank it. So I drank it. So when I saw that maybe I would die, I was now scared. So I went to my neighbor and I told her, now look at what I drank, look at what I drank. So she was like, why will you do that? Why will you do that? My tummy was paining me. So what she gave me there was red oil.
Yeah.
So she gave me red oil and I drank. So she chatted to my mom. My mom was like, what is it? What is that? So that one passed. So it was just like me trying to end it.
Yeah.
But there was not just the perfect time
to do that
for me to do it. So another challenge I now had, like that was now like a problem, was because I was like I started noticing that I loved entertainment.
Yeah.
So I started telling my parents that I wanted to go into acting, as that was now like the worst. They said, my dad said never. I'm not going to act. I'm not going to do anything artistic, in fact. So I was like, if I go to school, I wanted to read theatre arts. So they refused. My mom was just like indifferent. Like she doesn't know if I want to go, I should go. But my dad was like, never, I will not. So because of I felt everybody hated me. So I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. But at a point, I said I cannot do this thing because nobody was even ready to give me money for anything. So in between, I had to now go to a boarding school.
Okay.
Yes, I went to a boarding school. I was there for a while. So it was in the boarding school I encountered cold.
Oh, okay.
So I had cold. Like I didn't know them. It was like a few years later I knew that
it was cold.
That it was, yes, because I still have sinus reactions.
Yeah, you said that.
Yes. When my dad was like, I was not going to act. I was like, it's better for me to leave home.
Instead of
yes. So I'm staying where they don't even love me. So nobody loves me, nobody cares. I was only close to my kid sister.
Yeah.
That was the last one of our house. So she was the one that was helping me to plan the escape. So I was like, I can't stay here. I can't be here where nobody loves me and nobody cares. It was like a problem.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to leave. I was going to leave home. So I already told my kid sister. So,
yeah, you were leaving.
Yes. So she just helped me. We just treat on the fence.
So actually, you ran away from home.
Yes, I ran away.
At what age did you run away?
I was about 17.
Oh, okay.
I was about 17 going to 18. Yes.
Yeah.
So I ran away. So it was my neighbor that helped me, the next couple. So he just helped me, kept my things in his house.
So at that time, did you know where you were going to? Or
yes.
You just decided
yes, I didn't know exactly where I was going to, but I knew I was going to Asaba.
Oh.
Because I was watching movies and all their stuff was Asaba, this and that. So okay. I was like, I was going to Asaba. I didn't know exactly where I was going to. So I started making calls. Because we had phone early. So my mom actually. So I started trying to make calls. I said, I don't know where I'm going to, but I shall know that if I go to Asaba, I will act. Because, in church, they're telling me you are good, you are good. So I just think that if I just go there 6 months, I don't blow.
Exactly.
So the early morning, I ran away from the house. So I went to Asaba. When I got to Asaba, and I realized that, hey, God.
Life is not easy.
And I realized that it's not
as easy as that.
Yes. So at first I had video cards because before I was working in the video club.
Okay.
Where they sell movies. So I had few cash. Okay. So I went to lodge in the hotel that they were like artists were coming.
Yeah.
So when I was there, it was tough. It was terrible. Like everybody wants to sleep with you. Everybody wants to do this. And I say, I thought this is the acting career that people are saying that if you have talent, just go for audition. You're going to, yes. So why is it this difficult? So I saw a popular actor because then, not as much as I was growing up, I was Lola, but I wasn't shy.
Yeah.
So I approached him. Then I was like, hey. So I was so happy to meet him. And the next thing he was like, I should go to his director. Like, I want to act. If you want to act, don't worry. You just go to the director. So when I went to the director now told me the story of my life. It was like each time a film. As in each time Bujele Vivabi. But if I remember, like it was telling me like I want to do film. I want to do film like this. I want to become Genevieve that I'm not serious. That if I'm serious, I'll go and ask how they are acting film and I'll come back. And I was like, I was shocked. I was like, okay, tell me. He said, I'm not serious. If I'm serious. And so he was not acting so proud and everything. So he was like, don't worry, just take my number. So I was so happy. I collected his number. And let's say he was like, okay, I should come to collect scripts. So when I got to the hotel, it was like this. I was like, I cannot do this stuff. So I had to leave. So when I left, the next morning, you see they're insulting me because they were like in Asaba, they have location buses.
Yeah.
So when I went to talk to a PM, the PM told me I should go and enter one location. If it's extra, I should do. So I didn't know it was that same director. Yes. It was like, oh, will you calm down? Are you stupid? You're going to act, right? You don't know what I'm going to do. I was like, So someone was like, this man is a popular director. I told him he's going to ruin my career. So at that point, I've already stayed almost like 3 to 4 months in Asaba. So I was like angry, I was frustrated. So I was like, what is happening? So I now got a call, a girl that used to work for my dad's restaurant.
Yeah.
So she was in Port Harcourt. So I got a call from her. I said, where are you doing? I said, I don't leave home. At the Asaba. I said, you're not coming from your house? I said, yes. So I said, come stay with me small now. I said, where are you? Say, Port Harcourt. I didn't know the distance. I was just angry, so I just went to meet her. I was like, okay, fine, let me just. She said, act yourself, they act for everything. Just come. That period, anywhere they are saying acting, I just want to be there. So I just went there. I didn't see the acting.
That journey.
Yes. So she was like, okay, that her boyfriend is a
producer.
No, that her boyfriend is in Owerri.
Oh, okay.
Like he has connections and all that. So at that particular point in time, when I was first trained, I had like hated guys and I didn't want to do anything with them. So I didn't even have boyfriend. I was dressing boyish too.
Yeah, like a tomboy.
Yeah, so I didn't even have anything to do with a guy. So she now took me to Owerri. I was like, okay. So we got there. She was like, oh, let's go to the market and pick few things. I went to the market with her. So there was one man that was like, oh God, baby, longest time. She said, was that speaking Igbo? That I like this your sister or your sister. I said yes. So the man was talking to me. I didn't even give it. I said I'm not interested. So unknown to me, she was like I should help her to go and get something, water, because drink and all that. I don't know, the man is already talking to her that he likes me and he wants to have knowledge of me or something like that. Me, I didn't know. So I just went back. So we went back to the boyfriend's house. So that evening she was like, she wants us to go somewhere. I should not tell her boyfriend that she has another guy that she wants us to see. We are going to sleep there. I was like, okay, no problem. That she wants to carry me so that will help her to cover up for her boyfriend. So when we got to the man's place, it now be like it was that same man
that you saw at the
So I was like, because what happened? said, no, I should not worry. I should not worry now. That should be his hand. I don't want to do. His hand, I will do it. I should not worry. I said, okay, no problem. Or if you want to do anything with him, down, no problem. So we ate, we drank pepper soup, and we drank malt. I don't even know whether they put anything inside. The only thing I know was that we slept in the house, and when I woke up, it was somebody touching me in the midnight. So I woke up at midnight and somebody was touching me and all that, and I was like, what's happening? So you know that kind of, you are somebody's, you know when you are sleeping. I felt it in the dream before it came to life. I was like, I thought I was dreaming. I was like, what's happening? If I open eye, it was him.
You want to push the person away, like, leave me alone.
When I now was now surprised when I didn't see my friend, I was like, where is Ngozi now? Where is she? She said, now am I reminding my friend? Her boyfriend called her, she has gone. And I said,
oh wow.
Why did she not call me? She said you were sleeping and she didn't want to disturb you now. I was like, oh, please, I want to go. Before I checked the time, I said, that was gone now. How can you go at this time? It was around that time after 12 to 1. That was the midnight. I was so mad. But at that time, I knew I could not go. Because I didn't even know the direction because Ngozi brought me there. So I didn't know the direction of the place. So I was like, what's going to happen now? So this guy was just like, okay, he wants to play with me. Don't worry, he's not going to do anything. So I was just telling him because it happened when I was smaller. So I was just telling him, I'm a virgin, don't touch me. He said, now today they see virgin, now today they hear virgin. I'm begging. He wants to tell me because I was big, so I was bigger than my age. So he wants to tell me that.
You won't believe.
Yes, he wants to tell me that at your age you don't have boyfriend. I don't have. He said, I beg, don't something with that thing. She had to check out for me in the afternoon. Now you are here. I was like, okay, I've been nervous. I cannot do this thing. Next thing I saw was slap him.
Wow.
He slapped me. I was like, I'm sorry. I was now crying. I was like, I cannot do this. Then he said that, and she's just looking at me, that in the compound, they have friends. He has people that are smoking Igbo, that are smoking Jahe. That if he's going to call them, they will take me, they will go me round. I should just leave him for only him to be able to do it. I was begging him. He refused. Then he brought out the knife because I was just stubborn. I'm still stubborn, so I was just stubborn.
No, naturally, that kind of case.
I was like, I didn't allow him, so he was just forcing his way through. He was just trying to, even it was not even, he didn't even penetrate. He had to bring Vaseline. He was just really, as in that light, he just made sure that he did what he wanted to do. And it wasn't even painful to me that he did it once. He did it 3 consecutive times. Like at a spot, as in I was crying, I was bleeding, sorry. And he continued. Like it was like something that, as in, even when I was 8 years, I didn't know the experience. Yeah, I just knew that something happened. But this one, like I was grown. So
it hit you hard, harder than that whole
so
time.
It was so painful. It was like,
and it had to now be someone you even knew.
Yes.
True love.
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't even think of the betrayal then. What I was just thinking was the pain I was going through. Like it was so painful. And this man did not even use condom. It was just doing what he was doing. So I was crying. It was now when he had finished, he was now apologizing. He was now like, how much do I want? How much do I need? That don't worry, he'll take care of me. You know, those kind of talk. And I was like, I don't need your money. I don't need anything. It was even when he now saw blood, he was now scared.
Then he now understood that you were actually a virgin.
Yeah. And I would have been, like, the blood has been coming low. He didn't notice till he had finished what he wanted to do. So that was when he was like, you have this blood. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Let me call your friend. That's they calling my friend. Like, come on. Why? Why am I virgin now? My friend was like, I didn't even know. My friend now came. My friend was now apologizing to me. Like, sorry, this one, that one. And one thing that I used to tell God, like, I don't know why he gave me forgiving spirit. With everything that happened, I wasn't even mad at her. I wasn't even angry at her. I was just angry at the situation. I was like, what happened? Because I'm a lively person,
Yeah.
my friends, their partner always like me, and they're always like, where is Jennifer? Because I'm always hyperactive.
Yeah.
So when I go to his house, he was like, no, this is not Jennifer. Jennifer, what's happening? Why you doing? Why you walking this way? Why he doesn't even trust his girlfriend. Boyfriend was like surprised, I was okay when I left yesterday night. You
What not
understand?
happen now?
And I was now done walking away. I was not acting. I was acting sick. They were like asking me where the girlfriend took me to. I was like, oh, no problem. I'm okay. I'm fine. So he had to go and tell her to get drugs. And she didn't even want me to
So
be
you
with her
didn't go to
boyfriend.
the hospital afterwards?
I didn't go to the hospital afterwards. I didn't go to the hospital, just drugs. Because she didn't even want me to, like, as in tell her boyfriend, as in she didn't want to leave me alone with her boyfriend. Yeah, so anyway, her boyfriend like, okay, go and get drugs for her. She say, Jenny, come with me now. And we were like, your girlfriend will know where we say she follow you. They say, no, now if they work out with the gist. So at the guilty conscience and everything, she didn't want to leave me alone with him so that I won't tell you. So when I went out, I said, because I can tell you something, I'm not going to tell your boyfriend, no matter what, because I know that maybe you did it out of money or something like that, but at the same time, because you didn't believe that I was, and it's very, very painful, like it's very, very bad of you to do something like that. So she apologized. So then my life was now the worst.
I swear.
Because I was not even longer interested in the acting anymore.
But how long did you not remain in Port Harcourt before you traveled?
No, I didn't even stay up to 1 month. I didn't even stay up to weeks. Just like I was like that. Her boyfriend's plan was just to go and spend the week and all that. So the guy meeting the man was like an impromptu
thing that happened.
Yes, that happened. So we went back to Port Harcourt, and I had to I didn't even stay up to 1 or 2 months because even when I went to Port Harcourt, I was still bleeding. I was still bleeding. I was bleeding very well. Like I had to take drugs to stop. I had to even
gone to the hospital.
Yeah, I would have, but then I was scared because I know that I had to get card. I had to get some stuff.
And you didn't know what
I didn't
exactly
have that
to expect.
resources at that time. Yeah, I didn't have that resources at that time. So I went back to Asaba, living my life, but then I was now confused. When you are stuck in a place I was just confused. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. I was still going to look for acting career, but I wasn't doing it with the zeal. I was just like, I mean, she really don't go pick me. If I go, they don't go pick me. I beg you, just stay. I was just tired, So I was lucky, and I saw a girl that I knew from my maternal home. We went to the same secondary school as her then. So I met her. So she was like, she's schooling at the Federal College Technical at Asaba. So I was like, what are you doing here? I was like, I'll be here. So she was like, she stays alone. I was like, hey, thank God. So that was how I even moved to a house. Yes, although she let us to change wish. But yes, but I was happy that at the point I saw a shelter and all that. So when she started misbehaving, she started having friends around, guys around that. Most of them were they want to sleep over, they want to do this. So most times she told me to go outside. She and the guy, they will stay.
So you sleep outside at night? You not sleep overnight outside?
Yes, I'll not sleep outside. So
that was really
it was a problem.
And all this time, going back home was not in your mind.
It was never, even till now, it's never in my mind.
Wait, you've still not gone back home till now? Yes. For real?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes,
so nobody from your family has even tried to say, okay, where are you?
No, we're in good terms now. We're in talking terms now, but I'm not going back home.
You're obviously old enough to
yes. No, when you've stayed out for too long, going back is like starting from
scratch.
There was okay. I'll get to that point. Let me not jump. Let me not jump the story. So later I now stayed. So because of the problem that was going on, I was like, I have to leave this guest house. She's not making things easy for me. She's not even making things like very okay for me. So, even as I was planning to leave her house, I didn't even know she was planning to relocate.
Oh,
To
okay.
get to another hostel. She was trying to go to another
To
hostel.
leave.
Yeah, because they have this most of the houses there are like hostels,
Yeah.
So she wanted to leave that hostel to another hostel. So I was planning to leave her house, and one day she just came and said,
And
that
she's leaving.
she's going on because the school is like LT or so. I think they used to do what they used to do, teaching practice, or what they used to call it, 1 year teaching practice or something like that. So like she's going for a teaching practice, so that she wants to, but that was somehow a way of also leaving that hostel.
Okay.
So like I should look for where to go. I should look for
So eventually you found a place.
that was the worst part. I didn't find a place. So I left her house.
Okay.
So I was just wondering. So I will sleep in location bus.
Oh my God.
So we'll go to location. We have plenty. Oh my gosh. We always plenty in the location bus. So we'll go to the location bus. We'll sleep there. Stuff like that. So I was like, where am I going? What am I going to do? So actually, I was lucky. I got a job in a hotel. So when I got a job in the hotel, so my colleague was now like, why are you sleeping in this location bus? And they have Paco place, they have uncompleted buildings where you can stay. So we're still looking for one. They go just put door, put window, and you'll be paid every month. So unfortunately, I didn't see. So where I went to look for the place where I can be paid, one of the lady that is in charge, like her husband is in charge. But like fine girl, see, this place don full. Say get where her and her husband dey stay. I think they pay them 1,000 every month. Say but that one no get door, you no get window. Na just where they manage. I was like, no problem. Say water dey there. That's no wahala. So that was how I tested in how completed building.
Wow.
So, but the place had gates. It had gate and all that.
Everything, but still.
Yes. So when I got one phone. I think I bought the phone 1.5 before the back cover. But the sharp cover is making me laugh. I'll try not to cry. That's how I'm laughing. So I still stayed there. For a while, and I was still working in the hotel. Even my boss didn't know that I had that kind of challenges. So again, because there was that time I was telling him, sir, one room was supposed to be for staff quarters and all that. So it was like, that even this is hotel that is not big enough to contain a customer, that you cannot give staff quarters. That's how I want to employ people that are living within, stuff like that. So that was how I was in the uncompleted building for a while. So till they now made like a Paco
house.
Yes.
With planks.
Yes, with plank and all that, because I was scared because of the uncomfortable. I was scared like let's sleep over, enter, let's go. So the man was like, he's going to do a Paco for me, but I'm going to pay him 30,000 to do the Paco. So the Paco is just like, if I enter, I can actually lock it. I can buy things I want to put inside. I see the person that is building the house is not yet ready. They have been they have abandoned the place for years.
So in all of this, you still kept pursuing your acting career?
Yes, I kept pushing, but I did so many waka pass. Yes, I did, because one thing that's about is that when you're not ready to play
a role,
when you're not ready to play games.
Oh, okay.
When you're not ready to sleep around, when you're not ready to do
just giving
all
you
this kind of
pass.
thing. So they don't give you that is there's a fair let my people go. When I begged for this attire. So even for me then, I wished, I will not say I wished, I at the point I was feeling like I could have.
Yeah, because you were in that state.
Yes.
So you just felt like there is no.
Yes, there was
doesn't
no
really
point.
matter. Like,
but each time I tried, I couldn't. Each time I had the opportunity to sleep with somebody, I would just go there and I would fuck up. Imagine somebody calling you to sleep with them for a room, and you go there, the person start touching you to shut at the person. After you have already agreed in your mind that this is what you're going to do, I want to bat this bad. Let me just bat this bad at once and just do what my mates are doing. Because even when you're telling them at home that people are doing, when you're telling my dad that people are sleeping around for a role, this was I don't tell you, join them now. Why? I'm telling you, he's that blunt. That's that you join them. So in my mind, I was like, I will join them. And because of that anger, I will accept.
But at the end of the day,
but
because
then
of what
yes,
you
the
are,
trauma, I
it
could
wasn't
not.
easy.
There was a time I would just be crying, and the guy would be like, "Are you an man, Jamie?" Because I've not seen someone that will come to the room to have sex with a guy, and at the end of the day, you are crying. You cannot do what you came here for.
So basically, with everything you said, it's really a very touching story. You're a very strong woman for the fact that you dealt with all of that till now. I even know that you had to stay in an uncompleted building because of everything, and I can imagine how people would have been looking at you at that point in your life.
You cannot even shame the shameless that time. You know,
it would have been a really difficult time, but yet you still pulled through. So I want to know. I would love to know, like, how did you pull through? What exactly pulled you out of that part in your life?
I know all this while I didn't know the power I had. So me pulling through was the power I had that I didn't know. Sure, understand? So anywhere I enter, it's always like I'm the star. In as much as like I feel like nothing.
You're here to something.
Yes, but when I go somewhere, like if I'm not there, where is Jennifer? Where is Jennifer? Where is she? You know? So I'm like, why are people looking for me? What's that? So it's just like I didn't know the stuff I had. If I go to church, you see pastor that don't know me from anywhere. Come. You will help us to do this one. You will do this one. I say, sir, I don't want to take pastor things. People should leave me alone. But no matter how much I try to like, tell myself I am not this person, I see myself evolving. And
see yourself growing and becoming better.
Especially when I'm around children.
Yeah.
When I'm around children, it's just like if, once I'm around children, maybe I just do something like, okay, my mind is just telling me to just do something for some kids today. Like just do something for some kids. Somebody I don't know will just bless me.
You know when they say give and you shall be given back.
Yes. Yeah. So somebody I don't know will just bless me from nowhere. And I'm like, anyway, it's okay. So I started talking to God. I started coming close, not in Kabashi way. We're not like Kabashi. But I'm just like, God, I know that I'm a sinner. I know I swear emotions, but just talk to me, direct my path and let me know if this is for me or this is not for me. You understand? So no matter how I go, he still tries to bring me back. No matter how I say, okay, fine, let me do this, and it's not working, he will still show me another part that is not working. He will still tell me, see, you mustn't be this. You mustn't be this.
Yeah, you can be something else.
Just be happy.
Exactly.
Like, no matter what you do, just be happy. Just give praise. Just in the littlest thing that you have, give thanks.
Yeah.
Be
happy that you have this.
Yes.
Be happy that you have breath and you have life every day.
So are people still wondering, who is this girl? I remember one time I was in Najegula and I posted a picture in the street. Someone like, why will you be in Najegula and be posting pictures? See what around you. You have to look for a very clean area and post picture. And I'm like, no, I don't have to look for a clean area. This is where I am at this moment. And I'm contented with where I am. And I cannot try to please you as a human being, because of you want me to feel like I am where I am. And that was when
they are supposed to be.
Yes. And that was when the real people started coming. That was when the real people started. Somebody that would just be, I just love the way you are real, the way you just snap picture. Hey, yeah, not everybody can do that.
When you get to love yourself more, then you actually, it gives out an emotion, like a vibe that every other person sees it around you. So they start like, oh, this girl, she's, it's something peculiar, something unique.
Yeah, so, and because I had a forgiving spirit, I forgave myself. In everything I go through. And when I tell people I have done this, I have done that, I have done this, they'll be like, why are you telling the whole world? Nobody wants to know. I say, no. Some people want to know. And I'm using myself as an evangelist to them.
So please tell them that how say it now, please.
I should say what?
I tell them now what they should know. Going through, if someone that went through what you went through, something similar, like what would you like to do? If the person is looking at you right now, what would you say?
First of all, I say wahala, because I like to say wahala. Wahala don't finish, problem doesn't finish. Everything that you have gone through, people have gone worse that you have gone through. If you feel like you are owing money for school fees, there are people that are owing money for health. If you feel like owing money for health, there are people that are owing money for burial. So everybody have gone through a difficult moment in their life.
Exactly.
So but when you think say your own bad past, sorry for my pidgin. So now when you think say your own bad past, that is when you start feeling depressed.
Yeah.
That is when you start feeling like to kill yourself. Because my never says to make me kill myself. Oh. I love this life. And even if I go through worse, I will be alive because I believe that I love chicken, I love rice, I love beans, I love spaghetti.
There's so many
so where am I going to? If I die, I'll like
exactly.
So no matter what, just shake yourself. If you make a mistake, accept your mistake. The worst is that you're not accepting your mistake. That's where the problem is. Exactly. You know, when you say I have done this thing, accept it.
That you made a mistake.
You know, don't say, hey, I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to do. Don't tell me. Don't correct me. Say, I know some fuck up. I fuck up. I know say I fuck up, but I don't fuck up. It's I don't fuck up. We move. It's finished. Exactly. So that's what I just do. So people feel like okay, you're proud. You don't like to show that you're down. You don't like to show like. If I still cry behind closed doors. There's some things that I remember.
But you've healed totally now.
Huh?
You've healed totally. It's just that you just remember, but you think about those things. It just hurts you a bit.
Yes, I healed totally, but I sometimes reminisce. You know, reminiscing is the part that when you meet someone that you feel like, okay, let me take my past behind me. Let me love you regardless of what your fellow man has done to me. I don't want to show you, I don't want to transfer aggression. And you meet that person, you feel like, okay, I want to do this, I want to focus. And that person is now using their own past to hurt you. They are trying to control it. Like,
it makes you think
about a lot of things. Yeah, it makes you start to feel like, okay, let all of us be mad. Let's just try to be mad. Let's just be showing ourselves our past. Let us be, but it's not nice. No matter what you have gone through, keep it beside you. And
always
move
on.
Try to move on. That's basically it.
That's very wonderful. It's been so great having you today. I did not want to leave here. It was really fun having you. Although your story was very, very, it touched me truly. It's very difficult because that's one thing a lot of people rape. Yeah. Some people don't even get to come out from that. When they get raped, they could get to commit suicide. They could go into closed doors. You must still had time to still push and still.
I still have to post on Instagram.
Exactly. You still had all those times, and it's really great. It's good that you finally found a cause for living. You found something that at the end of the day, you got a commitment with God, and you saw that light and saw that. Your future is bright. Exactly. Waking up in the morning is enough.
It's enough.
No matter how much pain, basically, you go through, no matter how much hurt it is that you feel, from what she said today, you know that loving yourself better is the first thing. Always be happy. Whatever it is, always be happy. Always put yourself first and never blame yourself for any situation whatsoever.
Because when you start blaming yourself, you're giving people the power
to control how you feel. So never blame yourself. Always stay happy. It's very hard. It's not going to be easy, obviously. It's not something that will just happen a tinkle of an eye, but it's something that should happen because that is how it's gonna help. So if you're hearing this and this show totally, if it got to you, please do not forget to send a message. Send us a message on Gmail, speakoutwithcharis@gmail.com, or follow us on Instagram, speakoutwithcharis. Let us know how it is. What's your story? Tell us, because it's good to talk to somebody. I'm pretty sure that time you at least had someone that you were talking to.
When I started talking was when I started feeling less pain.
Exactly. She said it all. Talk to somebody. Share your experience with somebody. It must not necessarily be your family member. You must not necessarily be... It could just even be a stranger. Just say how you feel, and trust me, you would actually feel better about it. So thank you so much, Miss Jennifer.
Thank you,
it's been a really privilege having you today.
Yes.
I hope because it seems like you have so much more story to tell
my
us.
story plenty, guys.
It has so much more
my
story.
story is what, like every day of my life is a
So
story.
maybe another episode we'll come and hear more of our story. So thank you so much for watching. Speak Out with Charis, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.